What I'm going to talk about in a short time is a real story uh, in the present world, and why I thought it is important for me to come here to address these students and young people. In the present world, we see there is a lot of competition, a lot of cutthroat competition. Um, we try to avoid cooperation, partnership, teamwork. This story, which I am going to tell you, is a true story in the last 3 years of a great team effort, collaboration, cooperation, and partnership as to how you can transform uh, certain things in your life, in your day to day life. And I'm talking about a project which we did in UN on empowering women. Under this background, which you can see, in South and Southwest Asia, there is a lot of studies which have been done, and we are way, way behind in terms of equality of women. And this is one of the biggest challenge this region is facing. uh, Discrimination. COVID brought a lot of violence against women, unpaid care work. The women had to do more work, uh, not getting paid for it, a bigger liability for from the family because she has to take care of outside, inside, and everything. And then because of the lockdown, there was also a financial crunch. If you see in this part of the world, there is a lot of gap which existed, and we try to fill in some of the gaps. And what is important is SDG 5, which is a gender equality. The target for 2022 is here, but we are far, far behind the target. I mean, sustainable development goals you all must be talking, but we are looking into this aspect of the sustainable development goal, where this scenario of Asia Pacific is not different than South Asia, but we are way behind even the Asia Pacific. So this South Asia region, even in Asia, is the least progressing in terms of equality of women. And the biggest challenge which we faced was that they had that enthusiasm, they wanted equality, but the social mindset and the opportunities are not there. And so we thought, if you really want to transform the society, you need to make these women economically empowered. If you empower them economically, then they would be much more better. And you can see these are also some of the goals. And actually, in terms of women labor force participation, the sub-region of South-Southwest Asia is regressing. We are going in a negative direction. So if this is the, this is a global scenario of the world where we are all regressing on SDG 5. So it poses a big challenge, and a part of a UN team for us was how do we fill or bridge this gap? How can we empower women? And so we started doing this project in which we thought we need to train women as to how to become a successful women entrepreneur. And for doing that, we have taken 1.5 years in building a knowledge and capacity. So we developed an e-learning course, and fortunately or unfortunately, when the COVID came, it brought a lot of challenge to the society, to the people. They were isolated. They were not in a position to go out. Jobs were lost, and you would have seen on the TV as to how migrant workers had to go from the cities to their rural places and villages, walking thousands of kilometers. Life was really, really difficult, and that was the time when people also realized the power of IT, the power of electronics, as to how you can transform. And COVID, for ourselves, for this project, became uh, very important because the success of this story is because of the COVID, where we did this online e-learning course. Can we go back to the slide, previous one? Yeah, e-learning course. Then we thought if the women need to know how to do a business by sitting at home or even a part time, they need to know how to upload their product, how to do the content writing of the product, how to do a content writing about themselves. And this was all training about, and then we created a e-commerce website for hands-on training of the women. Uh, and then we prepared a manual, which was step-by-step manual as to how you can do a digital marketing and e-commerce. This would not have been possible without, as I was saying, with a partnership. So we approached all the women organizations in South Asia. We connected all the countries here, including in Afghanistan, which was very, very difficult to go. And it was pre-Taliban. And you can understand how a woman in that society was facing challenge, even to do a business, go out of the home. And then we then looked at developing the skills as to how their digital skills can be built in. So we trained them as to how to create their email, how to create login ID, Facebook, Instagram. So many of these digital platforms we hook them into. We train them as to how they can onboard on the e-commerce, and then we also train them as to how you can do the product development and marketing of that. And the success, as I was talking about, the partnership, the collaboration comes from the networking. We have an office in Delhi, but we look into 10 countries, starting from Turkey, Iran, Afghanistan, and then South Asia. And during COVID time, sitting in an office in Delhi was not possible to reach out to all these. We could reach out through the electronic media because of the partnership. And what we did, we have YouTube, we created a Facebook group, we created an Instagram group, and we created a Facebook page, and where we hooked in all these women. We were targeting for 500 women to be trained and onboarded on the e-commerce platform, but we also then created, depending on the training, the WhatsApp group, and all these WhatsApp group are still active because even 2 years ago, some of the women who have been trained are live here on our WhatsApp group, where we are still supporting and helping them as to how they can go to the next level or next level for their training. Now, effective partnership, as I was told, we did it with South Asia Women Development Forum. We have Ubuntu, which is working in India, in Karnataka. They had set a target of 10,000 women. Then we have VCOM in Bangladesh. We looked into all SAARC Chamber of Commerce, and we approached all the country team of the United Nations offices who became our partners and collaborators. We created a network of 3,200 women entrepreneurs covering 25 countries. What we started from South Asia went to Southwest Asia, it went to ASEAN, it went to Africa. And even now sitting in Delhi, I am now training the women who are sitting in Africa. South Africa, Zambia, Nigeria, Niger, you name it, many other countries. So this is the power of IT. This is the power of digital world. And then we had to look into whether we really transform their business or not. So we did a survey, and most of these women have come out saying they really were able to enhance their business. What was the challenge? The challenge was language. Even in the training, when I was organizing a training, I met many women who could not speak anything other than Hindi. So I had to convert that in Hindi. On the multiple platform, because we wanted to create a network of the women entrepreneurs across South Asia. So we got some from Bangladesh, some from Turkey, some from Iran. There were some women entrepreneurs who could not speak other than Bangla. Fortunately or luckily for me, I have worked in this region for long, so I understand a little bit Bangla, so I trained them in Bengali as to how they can do it. Nepali also, I was little conversant, so I could do it. But Farsi I was not knowing, so Iranian and Turkey, then we had a problem, and our UN country team had these interpreters who did it online. We went to all the remote places, and this is how we trained around 3,000 women. Definitely being in India, we have trained 1,700 women from India, but most of our partners are in India. And there is a target of around 1 million to be reached in another 5 years through those partners, which we aim at to do that. If you go to the next one, yeah. So we created the women, the entrepreneurs as leaders. She is from Bhutan. Interestingly, she is in a homestay. She has a house, traditional house in Bhutan, in Paro, not in Thimphu, in Paro. And two of her rooms she gives for the tourists to come and And it was only from word of mouth that she was doing and getting her orders. Sometimes she will not get. When she understood the power of digital marketing, she got into this business and now she's thriving. Her house is a 5 room house where she kept 3 for herself and 2 on experiment basis. Now, she has a small family. So now she is in 1 room and the 4 rooms now she is letting. And she told me very recently that it's overbooked. Now this is the power. So she has her story. It was a rural women, 80 women who came from 70 kilometers south of um, a place around 160 kilometers away from Jaipur. They came to Jaipur for this training, stayed for 3 days, and they could not understand anything other than Hindi. Imagine how difficult it would have been for them, but the dedication, leaving their family, leaving their husbands, and when some of them narrated their story, how they struggled all the way to come from there to Jaipur for this training program. The family was against them. Don't go. Who will cook our food if you go? Who will wash our clothes? They don't have a washing machine. And 3 days training, go back. 3 days training when we allowed, we did. It was all in Hindi, so all our slides were in English, but we trained them in Hindi. On the mobile, we hooked them into different Facebook, Instagram, e-commerce websites. And these are the trainee women on the third day. When we train, we ask them, now you explain about your story and you explain about your products. This is one of the successful story of where a woman can be a brand herself. We go for all the branding, but if you see, we worked with a local Saki organization, and if you can, I don't know how clear it is, but these are the women artisans who have been developing and working on these products, from packaging, from quality to the production. And if you go and click the barcode, you will hear the story of these women. This is the success. This is what we take proud in, that they have become their own brand. At the same time, this is another one, the fashion parade, as I said, they came from all the way from Africa, from 5 or 6 countries, and selling their product, marketing their product, instilling confidence in them as to how they can really market themselves and they don't need the advertisement. These are some of the stories from different places. So from Sri Lanka, go back, from Sri Lanka, from Bangladesh, from India, how it transformed their business. It took a lot. The story is, I have a time to speak in a limited number of time, but initial 1 year was a big struggle for us. We didn't know what to do. We didn't know who to approach. We didn't know whether we will be successful or not. It's just all those questions which come to the mind of any individual before your examination, before appearing into anything. But once we started moving, once we started developing partnership, once we started talking to the people, we got lot of ideas, and uh, कारवां गुजर गया गुबार बढ़ते चले गए. It's something like that, that people started joining and joining and joining and joining. This, for some of you, I will end up with one short story, which I correlate very much. That a man who died, he went up, as usual. And then the God said, you have to live for some time in hell and some time in heaven. So he said, okay, please let me know. Can I see both? God said, okay, go and then you can have a choice. So he was first taken to the hell. And he was taken to a dining hall. Dining hall, all well-laid food. People were sitting on the opposite side of the table. Everything which you could have imagined was there, but people were not happy. Then he went closer and he saw people had no hands, but on their hands there was knife and fork, but the knife and fork was 3 feet long. So when they will try to pick up and they want to bring it to their mouth, they were not able to bring it. So all were starving, all were craving, all were crying, but they were not able to eat. Then he said, okay, let me go to heaven. And he went to heaven. The same scenario, same food, people, same hands with fork and spoon. But they were happy, they were eating. So he went closer, what is happening? And then he saw these people were intelligent. These people believed in partnership, these people believed in cooperation, these people believed in collaboration. So while their hands, those knives, could not reach their mouth, but it could reach the opposite side people sitting. So they'll pocket the food and feed the other guy. The other guy will also do the same. This is a story. This we can do it in our life. If we cooperate, if we partnership, Ekta mein Shakti hai, we have heard. It's a work of teamwork. I am only a face of a team, dedicated team, which worked with me. And we were able to transform the life of these 3,000 women, which makes us really proud. In all these countries, they are all part of my network. We greet every time. If they have a problem, they approach me. I try to help them out. And that's the bondness which we have developed. And surprisingly, all these women now are trading among themselves. So while they came for the training and they displayed their product, it was a business opportunity for them. There were many women, and we have on our website those stories. Somebody who came from all the way South India to one of our trainings and was displaying her saris or something, but in Bhutan somebody wanted spices. And she just inquired, you're from South India, can you give me spices? And now every year she is doing a business of 40 lakhs rupees for exporting spices to Bhutan. We never realized that. We just thought we have to build a skill, we have to do the training, and the women will be trained and the problem will be solved. Problem is not solved. It will still take time. So for those where you are struggling, where you are starting, where you want to transform things, remember only one thing which I remember from my school days, a famous line of Dushyant Kumar. He said, कौन कहता है आकाश में सुराख हो नहीं सकता, कौन कहता है आकाश में सुराख हो नहीं सकता, एक पत्थर तो तबीयत से उछालो यारो. थैंक यू.